each hear a glimpse, a little bit about, each heuristic or illusion. Okay, we're starting again. This is the fourth time we started over, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, you. This is the introduction, but we can act this out as well. You, the misconception. You are a rational, logical being who sees the world as it really is. The truth. You are as deluded as the rest of us. That's okay. It keeps you sane. Okay, so that's what Warsaw illusions do we hear there? Absolutely. Rationality and sense. Excellent. Okay. Priming. The misconception. You know when you are being influenced and how it is affecting your behavior. And then your instructions are still clear, right? The truth. You are unaware of the constant nudging you receive from ideas. Oh shit, my mic is no good, I forgot. That's okay, we've got a solution. It's really hot. That's not a complaint about you. No, I do not. I do. Okay, but I want to test it. Can I go to my YouTube?
We're approaching.
What are we approaching? Oh, great.
This is what I do. I come out here. This is my silly way.
Or we're not to say silly. This is you. Which way?
I go left out of here, out of that.
You go right.
Sorry,
You go right out of there.
Right out of there.
Instead of, well, no, you should's a harsh word. But when you could turn right out of here,
just pop on,
and then just pop over there, and then it left's right there.
I think
you just go boom and then boom.
Right there. Oh man, that's so dumb. I don't know why I. All right, no, I do know. Yeah.
Your left's right there.
You
just go boom and then boom.
Right there. Oh man, that's so dumb. I don't know why.
She's a character.
All right, no, I do know. This is so like there's a very clear in my life.
Great, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Dismantling that obstacle that was.
Oh yeah, bro. That's what I'm all about, bro. Identifying and dismantling obstacles, bro. Or, identifying obstacles and informing people so that they can overcome their obstacles.
Right, make the like best choices.
Yeah.
Like based on available information.
Exactly. So I'm just trying to make good information available and then leave it to the people. Okay, priming. The misconception. You know when you are being influenced and how it is affecting your behavior. The truth. You are unaware of the constant nudging you receive from ideas formed in your unconscious mind. Confabulation. The misconception. You know when you are lying to yourself. The truth. You are often ignorant of your motivations and create fictional narratives to explain your decisions, emotions, and history without realizing it. Confirmation bias. The misconception. Your opinions are the result of
years of rational, objective analysis. The truth. Your opinions are the result of years of paying attention to information that confirmed what you believed while ignoring information that challenged your preconceived notions. Hindsight bias. The misconception. After you learn something new, you remember how you were once ignorant or wrong. The truth. You often look back on the things you've just learned and assume you knew them or believed them all along. Right? I was talking about that yesterday, right? How it's easy to forget how dumb y'all were before you started talking to me about the mind. The Texas sharpshooter fallacy. The misconception. You take randomness into account when determining cause and effect. The truth. You tend to ignore random chance when the results seem meaningful or when you want a random event to have a meaningful cause. Procrastination. The misconception. You procrastinate because you are lazy and can't manage your time well. The truth. Procrastination is fueled by weakness in the face of impulse and a failure to think about thinking. You thought he was going to let you off the hook, be like, no, it's not because you're lazy, it's something, but then he came at you even harder, bro. Normalcy bias. The misconception. Your fight or flight instincts kick in and you panic when disaster strikes. The truth. You often become abnormally calm and pretend everything is normal in a crisis. Introspection. The misconception. You know why you like the things you like and feel the way you feel. The truth. The origin of certain emotional states is unavailable to you, and when pressed to explain them, you will just make something up. The availability heuristic. We got to do this one at some point soon. In fact, it must have been in the other book that I had noted. So we got to do confabulation, confirmation. These are priorities. Confabulation, confirmation, introspection, and availability so far. The availability heuristic. The misconception. With the advent of mass media, you understand how the world works based on statistics and facts culled from many examples. The truth. You are far more likely to believe something is commonplace if you can find just one example of it, and you are far less likely to believe in something you've never seen or heard of before. The bystander effect. The misconception. When someone is hurt, people rush to their aid. The truth. The more people who witness a person in distress, the less likely it is that any one person will help. And everybody knows about Kitty Genovese. But that story has changed a bit. Didn't quite really happen.
The principle still stands.
Yes. The Dunning-Kruger effect. The misconception. You can predict how well you would perform in any situation. The truth. You are generally pretty bad at estimating your competence and the difficulty of complex tasks. Apophenia. The misconception. Some coincidences are so miraculous they must have meaning. The truth. Coincidences are a routine part of life.
What is this about?
Apophenia. The truth. Coincidences are a routine part of life, even the seemingly miraculous ones. Any meaning applied to them comes from your mind. Brand loyalty. The misconception. You prefer the things you own over the things you don't because you made rational choices when you bought them. The truth. You prefer the things you own because you rationalize your past choices to protect your sense of self. Oh, by the way, this is You're Not So Smart by David McRaney. 40 something, 49, 48 ways you are deluding yourself. The argument from authority. The misconception. You are more concerned with the validity of information than the person delivering it. The truth. The status and credentials of an individual greatly influence your perception of that individual's message. The argument from ignorance. The misconception. When you can't explain something, you focus on what you can prove. The truth. When you are unsure of something, you are more likely to accept strange explanations. And you'll tell me if you need me to read something again, right? Because you're focused and driving as you should be. The straw man fallacy. The misconception. Or maybe you won't. Can I give you a way to let me know that you will? Oh, that's great. The straw man fallacy. The misconception. When you argue, you try to stick to the facts. The truth. In any argument, anger, or anything. McRaney sometimes hyper-focuses on emotions. There are lots of reasons that you'll straw man people. It's easier. I mean, you don't have to be angry or hate whatever. Anyway, the truth. In any argument, anger will tempt you to reframe your opponent's position. And also, it won't tempt you. It won't be a choice, bro. You will literally just see the person's argument as this silly, easily counterable, objectionable, easily dismantleable argument, and you will just respond to it that way and frame it that way. The ad hominem fallacy. The misconception. You can't trust someone. You should ignore that person's claims. The truth. What someone says and why they say it.
Wait, sorry. Can you start that one over?
Absolutely, and no apology necessary. The ad hominem fallacy. So that means to the man, at the man. The misconception. If you can't trust someone, you should ignore that person's claims. The truth. The truth. What someone says and why they say it should be judged separately. Because there's a subtype of the ad hominem that's like when you call, oh, they're just saying that because of blah blah. Okay, maybe, but is what they're saying true? What are all these Iowans doing here, bro? Why are there all these Iowans? That's cool. They changed their plate.
Oh. Yeah,
What are they doing here, bro? Coming to the farmer's market? The just world fallacy. Can I help you? The just world fallacy. The misconception. Let me make sure I'm still alive. Great. Oh boy, 20,000 viewers.
Wow.
The pressure is on. The just world fallacy. The misconception. People who are losing at the game of life must have done something to deserve it. The truth. The beneficiaries of good fortune often do nothing to earn it, and bad people often get away with their actions without consequences. The public goods game. The misconception. We could create a system with no regulations where people would contribute to the good of society. Everyone would benefit and everyone would be happy. The libertarian misconception. The truth. The truth. Without some form of regulation, slackers and cheaters will crash economic systems because people don't want to feel like suckers.
The public good. What do they call it?
The public goods game. Here's one sentence that I underlined a little bit. Anger over unfair situations is something you can't help but feel. That's in it, bro. If unfair, then angry, bro. Here's another line that line I underlined from there. If people are allowed the option of punishing cheaters, the cheating stops and everyone wins. The ultimatum game. The misconception. You choose to accept or refuse an offer based on lógico, based on logic. The truth. When it comes to making a deal, you base your decision on your status. Here's some things I underlined. Right about now, the very thing that most makes you human has been activated. Oh, because he's being like, he gives you some conditions. He's like, how much do you offer? And then he goes, right about now, the very thing that makes you human, that most makes you human, has been activated. What separates you most from the rest of the animals is your complex social reasoning skills. Another thing I underlined, when fairness is at stake, emotions take over. Somewhere deep in your brain, you can predict this, and like most people, you will offer the other person something closer to half, which makes no sense because I haven't given you any context. All the other stuff I underlined, you would have to understand what's going on. Subjective validation, the misconception. You are skeptical of generalities. The truth. You are prone to believing vague statements and predictions are true, especially if they are positive and address you personally. Oh, so especially if they what?
Are positive and address.
True. Especially if they sing. It's another way they can sing, by being positive and addressing you personally. Cult indoctrination. The misconception. You are too smart to join a cult. The truth. Cults are populated by people just like you. So you might as well join ours because we're going to learn about that. We're the only cult that talks about, cult indoctrination.
And really briefs you on the
yeah, and warns you against it and stuff.
how to avoid.
And comes up with techniques to avoid it and stuff. Isn't that cool?
No, bro. You're just like Dr. Levy.
He is letting it,
Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, we all gotta move. Thanks, man.
Absolutely, that's so awesome. Thank you.
Man, that's a rough situation.
That's
Car
rough.
Parts are just
Tire everywhere. Oh, car parts everywhere, man. Shredded. You ever want to see it? Oh, dang.
Oh, shit, dude.
Dang, bro.
Oh, my
that
God.
front was toe up, bro.
Oh.
And there was no other vehicle, bro.
So.
I don't know, bro. I'm confused, bro. Groupthink. The misconception. Problems are easier to solve when a group of people get together to discuss solutions. The truth. The desire to reach consensus and avoid confrontation hinders progress. That's why with these fools, I try to get them to do something before we meet, bring an idea, an opinion, something to the table, because I'm too worried about just every group decision actually just being my decision, bro. People my brother and Sarah trying to avoid confrontation. They both have some avoid confrontation. It's that ex-liver, if you know what I mean. Isn't that true?
Right, yes, it is true. But why aren't those insists strong with you?
Just a bad boy rebel, bro.
Yeah.
And so I'm all about the confrontation of ideas. I get off on it, luckily. Supernormal releasers. The misconception. Men who have sex with real dolls, you know what real dolls are? Capital R, capital D.
No.
Like sex dolls.
Oh.
Men who have sex with real dolls are insane. And women who marry 80-year-old billionaires are gold diggers. The truth. The real doll and rich old sugar daddies are both supernormal releasers. And you have no idea what that means. Because in his subtitle, he used his title. Basically, what's a good example? There's one with a beetle. Oh yeah. Okay, so like beetles. Um, uh, let's just find it. Oh, this first one is about beetles. Great. It's a very common example for supernormal releases. All right, I'll read you the beginning of this. The Australian jewel beetle has sex with beer bottles. What do you say? With beer bottles? Whoa. The beetles are a light chocolate color with dimples all down their back and dark black legs and heads that peek out from underneath their carapaces. Carapaces. I don't know. Their bodies are big and long instead of round, and they resemble cicadas more than they do ladybugs. The male Australian jewel beetle is hardwired to like certain aspects about the female jewel beetle. They like females to be big, brown, and shiny. The bottles they make love to are bigger, browner, and shinier than any female could ever hope to be. In Australia, a certain type of bottle called stubbies overstimulates male jewel beetles. In a trash heap filled with bottles, you will often see every single stubby covered in male jewel beetles trying to get it on. The stubbies are what evolutionary psychologists call supernormal releasers. They are super stimuli, better than the real thing. The beetles will mate with these bottles even while being devoured by ants. This sort of behavior is common across the animal kingdom. Anything that directly affects your survival can become a super stimulus if exaggerated enough. Birds can become confused by eggs from other parasitic birds who hijack their nest. The eggs look like theirs but are much bigger, so they sit atop them even though they belong to another. There are orchids that have powerful scents, like wasps or bee queens, and males mate with the flower, getting covered in pollen in the process. Back when people lived in the wild, where high-calorie food was scarce, your ancestors developed an intense desire to gobble up as much animal fat as they could when they were lucky enough to find it. Now you can't stop eating French fries and cheeseburgers. Anyway, more of that when we do that chapter. Anyways, we've gotten through half the book and not a single one has been interesting to you. So that concerns me a little bit. But
I didn't understand
the instructions, right.
I thought we were supposed to wait until the end.
Wait until the end and then you were just supposed to memorize them and rattle them off?
Just, like a few.
No, I've got my pen here in my hand, ready to note S by the ones that Sarah is interested in talking about. Then we'll discuss them, and this is the end. LOL, okay. Then we'll discuss them and figure out which one we want to do. Does that work? Okay, so which ones did you memorize that were interesting to you?
Objective.
Validation or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
The game, the
public goods game.
The
Ultimatum game.
What was the other one about the Just World?
Just World. Yeah. So these are 4 in a row. It wasn't just that you were only listening at this point in the reading. No, very good. Excellent.
Because we want to go back.
Let's just keep going. This is great, though. Okay, and you're gonna tell me, right, when you hear it this time? I'm gonna like read one. You'll be like, oh, that one.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Would you just start?
Let's do that. So this is a good halfway point. We'll do the other half on the way back. That's great. Great plan. Let me handle business, bro.
Yeah, it's like it's telling me to do something weird, but I feel like I want to just get off at like Western or something.
Oh, you don't want to take 90/90?
No, we don't need that.
That makes sense. All right, we're gonna do we're gonna get off at, how about this one? 13 minutes faster. Why the hell were we looking at 9095? All right, let's move over to the right, please, when it's safe to do so. And we're gonna exit at the next exit, 27A,
So, what we
for
want,
Sacramento Boulevard. Is that okay?
That's perfect. We want, so like I put in an address, but really what we want to do, I guess in a stoplight I can look. It's a street around where she lives that has free parking. So, what we want to do is get to a street called Belden, park on there, and it's like should be off like one of these main thoroughfares.
Great. And so, yeah, we'll just deal with that when we get there, but when we get closer, that's a
To
great
the left
idea.
here.
Yeah, so we're taking a left here on South Sacramento Boulevard. It's fantastic. And then we're taking that for a while. Becomes Humboldt. Because we're going through Humboldt Park. Actually, that's probably not why it's called Humboldt. The park is probably called Humboldt because of the street.
So,
I got you, bro. I'm gonna find your what'd you call it? What'd you call it? Phone? Bell what? Belden. So, all right. I mean, we don't need these anymore. So now, there we go. Belden. Boom. Recently viewed. Boom. Add stop. Drop her address. Great. Excellent. Okay, so we can turn right onto Armitage. Great. All right, we can continue now. Or what does the driver think? Driver wants to focus?
well, you also have to just keep an eye on that.
Absolutely.
You want to turn on the sounds?
Well, here's my thing.
Tell us?
Here's my thing. I've installed an it. If going through a park, then look at GPS. And I'm rehearsing it. If I see green, oh, look at the GPS. I see green. Oh, look at the GPS. I see green. Oh, look at the GPS. All right, I think it's ready to go. The affect heuristic. The affect heuristic. The misconception. You calculate what is risky or rewarding and always choose to maximize gains while minimizing losses. The truth. You depend on emotions to tell you if something is good or bad, greatly overestimate rewards, and tend to stick to your first impressions. Dunbar's number. The misconception. There is a Rolodex in your mind with the names and faces of everyone you've ever known. The truth. You can maintain relationships and keep up with only around 150 people at once.
Okay, note that one.
Okay.
Can I ask you to note other ones that I've remembered?
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, totally. I'm listening.
Confabulation.
Great.
Introspection.
Great.
And the hindsight bias.
Great.
Yeah. Oh, brand loyalty. Yeah.
Great. Great job.
Oh, actually, no. What do you call it? The coincidence
Apophenia.
Oh,
Instead of brand loyalty, you're saying?
no.
No, in addition?
In addition, and like there's one other one that I mean, you can mark. Oh, you did mark brand loyalty. Oh, the sharpshooter.
Excellent. Very good. Wow, you really you're a pro, bro. Very good. You really do always make me come to you. My dad does it too. You just kind of.
The limb.
Yeah. Or we can laugh about it. Selling out. The misconception. Both consumerism and capitalism are sustained by corporations and advertising. The truth. Both consumerism and capitalism are driven by competition among consumers for, what do you think? Consumerism and capitalism are driven by competition among consumers. And what are the consumers competing for? Could be competing for access to the goods. Could be competing for like wealth, like accumulation. Who has more, maybe? Huh?
Wealth accumulation.
Yeah. Well, why do people accumulate wealth?
For like status.
Boom! Isn't that impressive? The truth. Both consumerism and capitalism are driven by competition among consumers for status. Nice job, bro. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A little strength to it, bro. Nice. Self-serving bias. The misconception. You evaluate yourself based on past successes and defeats. The truth. You excuse your failures and see yourself as more. There are exceptions. See yourself as more successful, more intelligent, and more skilled than you are. I would say that's more true for men than it is for women.
What is that one called?
The self-serving bias. Is that of interest to you? No, you don't need to be. You don't self-serve enough, bro. The spotlight effect. We've already done this one, but the misconception.
You acted this out?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we watched it.
And we watched it, and we enjoyed it. We didn't watch the whole thing, but we enjoyed it. The misconception. When you are around others, you feel as if everyone is noticing every aspect of your appearance and behavior. The truth. Well, you do feel that way. That is true. So he should have said, the misconception. When you're around others, everyone is noticing every aspect of your appearance and behavior. The truth. People devote little attention to you unless prompted to, and they don't remember much. The third person effect. The misconception. You believe your opinions and decisions are based on experience and facts, while those who disagree with you are falling for the lies and propaganda of sources you don't trust. This is an important one.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's do that.
I'm going to put a star by this one. And an S and an S. The truth. Everyone believes the people they disagree with are gullible, and everyone thinks they are far less susceptible to persuasion than they truly are. Catharsis. The misconception. Venting your anger is an effective way to reduce stress and prevent lashing out at friends and family. The truth. Venting increases aggressive behavior over time. That's good to know, huh? The misinformation effect. The misconception. Memories are played back like recordings. The truth. The truth. Memories are constructed anew each time from whatever information is currently available, which makes them highly permeable to influences from the present. Yeah, but also I thought he would say the misconception, you think you know where you got your information from, like whether it's from a good source or whatever, but actually no, you can just like hear someone make a joke, take it, and then part of you, even if part of you knows it's a joke at the time, another part of you just notes it, and then later when something about that comes up, you start stating that thing as a fact. And you're like, yeah, no, I read it somewhere. And then you even start picturing fucking BuzzFeed or whatever your authority is.
Have you done a video on misinformation?
I have not. It's a good one, huh? Should we put an S by that one? Is that what we're thinking?
Have you noticed?
Oh, we're in a park. We're in a park, bro.
The landscape.
Hell yeah, bro. Greenery, bro. All right, let's look at this GPS. So before the park, you have to turn left. I'm just joking.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that was really funny. All right, so we've got a few more blocks, and now we're going to keep this ready to go. Conformity. The misconception. You are a strong individual who doesn't conform unless forced to. The truth. It takes little more than an authority figure or social pressure to get you to obey, because conformity is a survival instinct. Extinction burst. The misconception. If you stop engaging in a bad habit, the habit will gradually diminish until it disappears from your life. The truth. Anytime you quit something cold turkey, your brain will make a last-ditch effort to return you to your habit. I'm so nervous about today. Extinction burst. So you're extinguishing a habit, and there's a burst of desire for it. It's like, come on, let's do it, bro. Oh, Jeremy lives around here. I'm gonna call Jeremy.
What were you saying about being nervous?
I'm nervous about I got to not smoke today. I brought my parsley. I brought rolling papers. I'm ready to smoke parsley, bro. Okay?
Right, you're talking about being tempted to smoke cigarettes?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
these, like, hipsters might be smoking cigarettes.
All right, well, that's it. Extinction burst. Perfect. And that's the extinction of our reading for our arrival.
Oh, am I turning?
You know what? You could turn right here. Not left, though. But you can also turn right in a few more blocks. So we're absolutely fine, bro. Eris is doing a really good job. He is all over it. So that's fantastic and good news.
Good news. Well, I will get to the right lane.
Great job.
Okay.